Kamiyar is staying there after the wedding disaster, completely exhausted and emotionally broken. He has finally fallen asleep after a very difficult night. Faria's father notices this and says that Kamiyar's condition isn't good at all. At the same time, we see Falak at her own house, sitting with her family. When her mother-in-law starts taunting her, he sarcastically says that if Falak hadn't rejected her sister's son before, then today Aira would have been happily married. Her words are full of blame, making it seem like this entire situation is somehow Falak's fault. Aira is completely shattered. Her mother tries to comfort her, but Aira says something very deep. She says she never even thought about love before. Her plan was simple: focus on her career, then marry whoever her father chose, and love would come naturally. But this time, she fell in love on her own. And now, the pain and hatred she feels are also out of her control. She feels guilty too. She thinks her decision has embarrassed her father in front of society. But her father gives her emotional support and tells her something beautiful: people will always talk. What matters is her life, her future, and her success. He encourages her to move forward, focus on her career, and not let one wrong decision stop her life. On the other side, Kamiyar is also broken. He wakes up at Faria's house, and everything feels strange to him. He doesn't even remember what happened that night. He keeps insisting that he cannot cheat on Aira. But the problem is, no one believes him. When he sees the girl from the video, he says something shocking: "The whole city knows her, but I don't." This creates even more mystery. Faria, instead of helping him think clearly, tries to normalize everything and tells him to move on. She even questions why he changed himself so much for one girl. Kamiyar feels frustrated. He says he went through so much pain to become a better person, but now that pain feels useless. Kamiyar's grandmother talks to him, and he breaks down emotionally. He says the biggest pain is not just losing Aira, but the fact that she didn't trust him even once. He feels insulted that she didn't even ask for his explanation. So now, he decides something dangerous. He says if people think he is bad, then he will become bad. Aira goes back to the hospital for her house job, trying to act normal. But things get worse. Her colleagues start gossiping about her right in front of her. They make fun of her broken marriage and say she should have checked Kamiyar's background before trusting him. This humiliates Aira deeply. She finally reacts and asks them if they have no empathy. Later, she admits something very painful. She feels like she is being punished for falling in love. Meanwhile, Kamiyar meets the girl from the party again. She tries to flirt with him, but when she says something disrespectful about Aira, Kamiyar completely loses control. He gets angry and almost violent, showing that despite everything, he still loves Aira deeply and cannot tolerate anything against her. This shows that his feelings are real, but his anger is becoming dangerous. The biggest twist of the episode comes at the hospital. A suicide case is brought in. Aira starts treating the patient professionally, but then she sees something shocking. It's the same girl from the video. The girl is in critical condition and soon goes into a coma. Now everything becomes even more mysterious. A nurse tells her that the girl in coma has no family. The person who brought her has disappeared, and no one is ready to take responsibility for her treatment. If no one comes forward, she will be shifted to a government hospital. This really touches Aira's heart. Even though she is already going through her own pain, she decides to take responsibility for the girl's expenses so she can get proper treatment. The doctor warns her that this is a police case, and she might get into trouble. But Aira still stands firm. She knows one thing: if she doesn't help, the girl's life could be destroyed. This shows Aira's strong character. Even after everything, she still chooses humanity. On the other side, Kawar and his family are still interested in marrying Aira. Kawar clearly says that he wants happiness, and he believes he can find that happiness with Aira. His mother decides to go to Aira's house again with the proposal. At Aira's home, her mother is polite but asks for time because the situation is still very sensitive. But things take a sharp turn when Aira's father finds out. He becomes strict and says something shocking. He immediately agrees to the proposal and decides that Aira will marry Kawar as soon as possible. Aira is completely shocked. She clearly says she does not want to marry Kawar, but her father shuts down the discussion. Now Aira feels trapped. Back at the hospital, Aira finally comes face to face with Kamiyar again. Kamiyar is in a very unstable state. He begs the doctors to treat him, saying he is not mentally okay and cannot handle the pain. Then comes a powerful confrontation. Aira takes Kamiyar to the ICU and shows him the girl in coma, the same girl from the viral video. She accuses him of ruining that girl's life. She tells him that the girl tried to commit suicide and now no one from her family has even come forward. Kamiyar is shocked. He keeps saying the same thing again and again. I didn't do anything. I don't even know her. For the first time, we see genuine confusion in him. He insists that he doesn't remember anything about that night. He even suggests waiting until the girl wakes up so the truth can come out. But Aira is not ready to believe him. Later, Aira gets a call from the police station. She gets worried and secretly goes there without telling her family. But when she reaches, she finds out something unexpected. Kamiyar has already come there and taken full responsibility for the girl's case. Because of this, the police say that Aira doesn't need to worry anymore. This creates confusion in Aira's mind. If Kamiyar is guilty, then why would he take responsibility like this? When Aira returns home, things get even worse. Her father finds out that the girl in the coma is the same one from Kamiyar's video. Without thinking further, he makes a final decision. Aira will marry Kawar as soon as possible. No discussion, no choice. Aira feels completely trapped and helpless. She tries to explain, but no one listens. The girl from the viral video finally reveals everything. She apologizes and admits that Kamiyar was completely innocent. She explains that everything was part of a planned setup. Before the wedding, Faria organized a party and invited paid actors. During that party, Kamiyar's drink was spiked with a drug, which made him unconscious. He had no idea what was happening around him. After that, Faria and Kawar took him to the girl's house and staged everything. They recorded fake intimate videos to make it look like Kamiyar cheated. The girl says she was promised that her face would be hidden, but it wasn't, and when the video went viral, her life was destroyed. Her father got a heart attack, and her family threw her out. Now she regrets everything. This truth hits Aira very hard. She realizes that Kamiyar was telling the truth all along, but she never trusted him. She starts remembering everything, how he begged her to listen, how he tried to explain, but she never gave him a chance. Now she feels deep regret. She understands that her lack of trust destroyed everything. Then comes a very intense scene. Aira reaches Kawar's house and exposes everything in front of his family. She reveals that the girl in the hospital is the same one from the video, and that Kamiyar was drugged to create that video. She directly blames Kawar and Faria. Kawar tries to deny it, but the truth is already out. Aira even warns that Kawar will face consequences and might end up in jail. Kawar's family is shocked and embarrassed. Meanwhile, Kamiyar is no longer the same person. He meets Faria and confronts her in a very dangerous way. Faria tries to act normal and even confesses that she loved him and did all this to get close to him. But Kamiyar has changed completely. He gives her poison and tells her to prove her love by drinking it. This scene is very intense and shows how broken and angry Kamiyar has become. He says something very deep. There is a difference between saying, "I can die for you," and actually dying. Faria gets scared and starts begging for her life. Kamiyar leaves her in fear, showing that he is now emotionally dark and unstable. At home, Aira is completely broken. She tells her father that she should have trusted Kamiyar. She realizes that he changed himself for her, became the person she wanted, but she still doubted him. Now she feels guilty for hurting him so much. Her father also realizes that they made a big mistake by not listening to Kamiyar. Now they are ready to apologize, but the question is, will Kamiyar forgive them? The girl from the video also talks to Kamiyar and explains Aira's side. She says any girl in Aira's place would react the same way after seeing such a video. But Kamiyar is still hurt. He says Aira should have trusted him, should have talked to him, asked him directly. He says everything could have been fixed if she had just given him one chance. But now, it's too late. Aira wants her to file a complaint against Faria and Kawar so they can be punished. But the girl refuses. She explains that yes, what happened was wrong, but she was also involved by her own consent at some level. Now her life is already destroyed, her reputation is gone, her family has disowned her. She says something very deep. Right finger, before they get punished, I will be punished again by society. She doesn't want more humiliation, more questions, more shame. Even though Aira tries to convince her, she clearly says, right finger, this is her final decision, no case, no police. This scene shows the harsh reality of society. Meanwhile, Kamiyar is completely broken and angry. Late at night, he forcefully brings Kawar to Aira's house. Everyone is shocked. Kamiyar is not calm anymore, he is aggressive, hurt, and unstable. He says he is not there because of Aira, he doesn't even want to marry her anymore. Instead, he wants to show his pain. He tells Aira's father that He was humiliated publicly. His marriage was destroyed. No one listened to him when he needed support. He says something very powerful, right finger, when I wanted to talk, no one listened, now I don't want to talk. This shows how deeply he is hurt. Aira's father tries to calm him down and explains that everything was a misunderstanding. But Kamiyar refuses to accept anything. He says he doesn't care about people's opinions, but Aira mattered to him, and she didn't trust him. That broke him completely. Finally, he leaves, but not peacefully. Everyone realizes this is not over. After he leaves, Aira is heartbroken. She tells her family that Kamiyar clearly said he has no interest in her anymore. He even blocked her. She is confused because, sometimes he acts like he cares. Sometimes he behaves like he hates her. She says, right finger, I don't understand him, sometimes he's like an angel, sometimes worse than a devil. This shows her emotional struggle. Then comes a very important moment. The girl from the video uploads a public video message. She tells everyone, Kamiyar was drugged, with a substance that made him unconscious, he had no control over what happened. He is completely innocent. She also apologizes to Kamiyar and everyone affected. She announces that she is leaving Pakistan forever. This finally clears Kamiyar's name in front of the world. Even after everything, it is clear that Kamiyar still loves Aira. But his pain is too deep. He feels betrayed. He believes, right finger love without trust is nothing. A shocking twist happens. Kamiyar gets into a serious accident. He is rushed to the hospital and is unconscious. Doctors say, he has head injuries. Condition is serious but stable. At the hospital, Kamiyar's parents start blaming each other. Their toxic relationship is exposed, constant fighting. No emotional support for Kamiyar. Neglect and pressure. Someone points out the truth. Right finger Kamiyar became like this because of his broken family environment. This is a very emotional and realistic moment. Do not forget to like and subscribe.